Hello everyone, Rob here from California Hike, Bike, and RV. And today is the third in the series regarding the center stand. And I've got a friend here, old friend actually, both in age, because he's the same age as me, but also we went to high school together. So we've known each other for almost 45 years, right? Sheesh, 45 years, goes by quick. But anyway, Eric is 5'6", about 170, 175 pounds, something like that. And when I called him, I wanted to see if he was able to do the center stand on his bike. And of course, he's a beast. So yeah, he can do it. But I want to tape it anyway, just to see if his technique is any different than a taller person. Because some of you out there had discussed the problem with not being tall enough to extend your arm, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to see what we can do and end up being what you need to know. So stick around. Eric's bike is a 2018 Honda Goldwing Tour, which weighs in at about 830 pounds. And this is right about the same weight as my BMW K1600b Grand America. The Grand America weighs in just over 800 pounds, so not a lot of difference there. Eric and I had not discussed technique at all, nor had he seen my first YouTube video. So this is the third in the center stand series. The links to the first two are in the description below. Notice here, after Eric has balanced his bike on the center stand feet, he checks his handlebars to make sure they are aligned with the center of his bike. That is one of the crucial aspects of rolling the bike up onto the center stand when it's a heavy bike like this. Here is another crucial aspect of center standing your bike with proper technique. Notice Eric's right hip is pressed forward and slightly pushed toward the back of his bike. He's using leverage to roll his bike back and up onto the center stand. Also noteworthy is that he is utilizing an underhand grip rather than an overhand grip with his right hand. Excellent job, Eric. Ta-da! So Eric, I noticed that after you put it up on your center stand, you put your kickstand up. There's been a little bit of a debate on some of my previous videos because I leave mine down, but I'd like to get your thoughts on that. Is there a specific reason why you put your kickstand up?
Yeah, well, when I first got this bike, I did do some research on how to get it up there because I was struggling with it because I wasn't using the right technique. And one of the sources said that if you leave this down, when you go to get off of the center stand, this will catch and you'll fall over.
Okay.
So it's always been a habit that I kick it off right away. That way I don't forget.
Cool. Yeah, that's been one of the arguments that a couple of the guys on some of the forums had stated. So the alternative to that argument is the reason I leave mine down is just because if my foot slips or whatever, I'd rather take a chance messing up the kickstand than my leg.
Yeah.
So, I'm an old guy. Anyways, so, it's personal preference. I really I can't fault anybody either way. It's really just what you do. Like I said, I've been doing mine like that for years, and I've never had any problems. But one of the things I also do is I always ride with my bike in the 2-up position, and meaning like I had another rider, so it's always a little bit higher. All right, so one of the things that Eric had mentioned to me just now is that the Goldwing is really known for being able to easily put it up on its center stand, pretty smooth. So I kind of have a feeling the BMW is going to be just a little bit different. This is a BMW K1600b for the bagger, and it's a GA version. So I don't know. I'm going to spot them just because it's my bike. But anyway, let me go over here and we'll see what happens. All right. Was it more difficult?
Yeah.
Okay. You were able to get it up. I noticed that as you stood up, you pulled this, and that probably made it a little bit difficult. Number one in the series talks about the basics of getting it up on the center stand, and the very first one is to make sure that your handlebars are aligned with the center of your bike, because if you're turned just a little bit askew, you're fighting against yourself trying to turn the bike at the same time you're trying to roll it up onto the center stand. So he had it straight at first, and then as he was trying to press down with his right leg, I noticed that the handlebars got a little turned. So we'll try it a couple more times and see if we can't get that a little bit more smooth. And I'm going to look at, in between, I'm going to look at his technique and see if there's anything that I see body mechanics wise. And Eric will understand it too, because Eric was a wrestling coach, still is actually, and has been doing that for almost as long as we've known each other. And so he understands body mechanics. So we'll see what we can do just to smooth it out maybe. Okay, you're good.
You're not going to spot me this time?
Nope. All right, piece of cake, huh? All right, thank you, sir. All right, so as you can see, I've got the board in place under the rear tire on the B. Eric actually was able to tell a discernible difference between putting his gold wing up on his center stand, which seemed to be a little bit easier than putting the BMW up on its center stand. So now we've got the wood in place, and I'm going to let Eric go for it. See what he thinks on this one.
Oh my God. That's as easy as mine.
Easy as yours?
Yeah.
Big difference, huh?
Wow. Like, you got to carry a piece of wood, huh?
Right? That's what some of the guys were saying. Okay. Okay, final thoughts as I head home from shooting this video with Eric and as I pass by the Castle Air Museum on the right here. I was going to have my fiance Liz do this video, but she had to remind me she had back surgery several years ago, and it probably would not be a good idea for her to try to manipulate an 800-pound bike. So enough said. Eric's technique was spot on, and there were some subtle nuances that I want to point out because I think they're important to the overall technique. As I said, I didn't discuss with Eric any of the technique he would utilize with his center stand prior to shooting this video. The first nuance was the underhand grip for the right hand. That definitely makes a difference. The other was positioning your right foot so that a portion of the right side of your foot hangs over the right side of the center stand foot peg. This helps because when you push your hip forward and to the right toward the back of the bike, you leverage that movement against your foot, pushing the center stand forward to the front of the bike and down, causing the bike to roll up onto the center stand. So your right hip and your right hand go up and back while your right foot goes down and forward. It's kind of hard to explain, but I hope that that makes sense and you can see it in your mind's eye. I think Eric's difficulty, if you could call it that, because there wasn't really that much difficulty, but his difficulty with the BMW was probably just unfamiliarity and a little hesitation. But once he realized it worked the same as with his bike, it was pretty smooth sailing. So there you have it. It doesn't take strength, or a lot of weight or height to roll up onto that center stand. It's just all about technique. So I truly hope this helps. I hope you get it. Good luck, and see you on the next ride.
Light of day, down to the river, I have held the devil's hand, felt the weight of my own sin.